Hi.
I'm just sitting here.
Sorry, Donna. Okay, we're recording. Hi, we've got Frank Rabon, Mayor, and Max online, and you and me in the room. So
Okay.
we'll just give you, we're waiting for you, so we'll just give you
I'm
a
so
moment
sorry.
to catch your breath.
I had to hijack a car.
And then we'll start. Up. I'll wait, we'll start it in 2 minutes. Hey, Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
does the board need to approve the agenda as part of an agenda item?
No,
Huh? Okay,
no. That's an executive officer responsibility.
okie dokie.
That's why we have the executive board meetings. Is that, typically, I mean, before we have these executive board meetings, we can reach out to the rest of the members to see if there's anything in particular that they want added onto the agenda. But that typically occurs not throughout the month, but typically occurs at the end of the meeting. If there's something that somebody wants to add onto the next agenda during announcements, that's when they would do it.
Okay,
Then obviously there's never any restrictions for a board member to reach out to the officers to consider and include something for the next regular board meeting. But the privilege of establishing the agenda rests solely with the officers of the board.
great. Okay, well, that takes us to 3:09. If everyone's ready, we can call the meeting to order. You want to press the record button, everyone?
It's
We're
already
ready?
on record.
Okay, so, good afternoon, everyone. It is 3:09 PM, Wednesday, November 29th. I'd like to call the regular monthly board meeting of the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency to order. In the room, we have myself, Monica Guzman, and board member Donna Kloppenberg. And then in the Zoom room, we have Mayor Gokwe, Board Director Frank Rabon, and Vice Chair Max Ronquillo. For staff in the room, we have the Acting Executive Director Angie and and staff Jackie Balbas.
And Lily's online.
And we've got Lily online managing the Zoom room. So yeah, so I'd like to so that was a roll call. If I miss anybody, please speak up. Okay, so that was item number 2 on the agenda. Item number 3 is the approval of the minutes of the September meeting. I was just informed that the staff that was responsible for revising and completing the minutes is on leave. And so we'll have to table those minutes for approval. Is there a motion on the floor to table the September minutes?
So moved.
Donna?
Second.
Is there and the mayor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, the motion to table the September minutes passes unanimously. So now
Just
we
point
have,
point of order, Madam Chair. Yeah, please, the staff should be well aware that we have now 2 agenda or 2 minutes of regular board meetings that are pending approval. That would be September and I believe August. And so we can't allow this to continue. So, Angie, you really need to get the staff on top of doing this.
Mayor, August was approved. I played the recording. It was approved with subject of correction from, the former chair, Donna Koppenberg. It's
Okay,
now,
so
and October's is done.
okay, so we only have one then that's still
Yes.
pending.
Yes.
Okay, roger that. Thank you.
October, right?
Got October.
Oh, wait,
October's.
okay, this is it.
Okay, well, thank you for that. That's Mayor, that's a really good point to bring up, that we should start collecting our meeting minutes. They need to be done on time and in a manner which is professional and well written. And you know, we'll just have to keep on top of it. So
Yeah, Madam Chair, if I may, and the reason why I bring it as the point of order is because the minutes of our meeting are actual audit items. And I know that we were working on asking for the OPA to audit our account. And so that is one crucial, or our minutes are critical documents that would be looked at, you know, with regard to a public audit.
thank you for that. Duly noted. So if there's no further discussion on the September minutes, we'll move to the October minutes. If everyone had a chance to review it, I have a comment before we make a motion. And that's just based on what was the previous discussion about it being, the August minutes being approved. It's not reflected here in the October minutes.
Okay, so the August,
The August
it will be in
minutes,
September,
yeah, but
because,
we tabled it in September. Because if you look at item number 3, where was
so
it?
Yeah,
in August, a motion was made to approve. It was second and approved, subject of error correction by the chair.
Okay, if I'm looking at the October minutes, item number 3, Max Quilly motion to table the August and September minutes to the end of the meeting. Donna seconded the motion carried. Then you go to the end of the meeting and there's no
He didn't.
no mention of the minute, so just wanted to point that
Yeah.
out. Are you following me, gang?
I am.
Okay.
What do we do? We've already, didn't we sign off?
This is not right.
Monica, sorry, are you reading the minutes? Because I don't have copies of either the October or the September minutes.
Okay, according to Angie, the October minutes were emailed to you. September minutes have not been completed yet.
Okay, well, it hasn't shown up on my email. I've got the documents that shows the revolving funds, the e-voting, as well as the agenda. That's all I received from CAHA today.
Okay. Well, just based on that, I mean, there seems to be some confusion on the August minutes just based on the October minutes, so
I think what's happening is,
This is not right.
I think we're gonna have to table the October minutes, because we need to be able to see these things in front of us. And you're right, this is a point that we have to mention to the staff, whoever is gonna do these minutes, you cannot wait till the day of the, because people sometimes don't get their emails in a timely fashion. I'm trying to figure out if I got them or not, and we have to make sure that, we're kind of counting on these minutes to move forward on what we're supposed to accomplish prior to the next meeting, and now I think there's some confusion, so I think that I would like to move that we table these October minutes until we get the September minutes.
and just to clarify,
And to clarify it,
is there a second to table the October minutes?
I second.
That's Frank.
Donna made the first?
Yes.
I'll go Frank.
Who made the first?
Donna made a motion to table.
I second.
Okay, Frank, you made the second. Any discussion? I would like to add as part of the discussion is that at least a minimum 3 days, the board package should go to the board members. Minimum 3 days. No later than 3 days before the board meeting,
Julie noted.
okay? Okay, all in favor? Anybody want to add to that discussion? Nope. Okay. Any opposition to the motion to table the October minutes? No opposition, so the motion carries. We are now tabling the October minutes. We will go now to item number 4 of the agenda, the executive director's report.
Okay, first of all, I want to say to everybody here, thank you for your condolences and prayers on the passing of my mom. I want your very heartfelt prayers and condolences really touch me. Okay, so the revolving fund report. First of all the signatures and everything is done. So the ones that signed off are now legal tenders on there. So right now, what I have for the revolving checking account that belongs to CAHA, there is a balance as of today, May 29, of $52,337.01. Okay, and then within the FESPAC account, there is a festival checking account. There is $2,226.60. Yeah, I researched it and no, the money was not transferred in there. I just now need to go back and research the actual balance left, and then I will transfer from I think what they did was, Donna, they put it in the revolving account. We will have to pull that out and deposit it into the FESPAC account for the gala. That is the gala fundraiser that we did in October of last year. There was a little bit of money that was, with the ticket sales, right?
Got it.
So that will be transferred in. And then the percent for the arts checking account is $591,252.75. Then the percent for the arts savings account balance is $1,126,317.59. Okay, that is what we have so far. The audit request, we're still waiting for the response from the auditor. And as for the percent for the arts, the traditional masters, the art bank, and the CAHA website, everything is still status quo. I was trying to work and doing other stuff and returning. I was on for 3 weeks, so just trying to get back into getting everything organized. And the biggest topic that was to get the bank documents, signatories going, and all of that. Okay, so that's all my report.
Thank you for that, Angie. And we realize and recognize that what you've been through has it's always tough to lose your mother, and it's unexpected, and despite all of the challenges, having to fly out and all of that stuff, the board wants to thank you for your continued hard work, and we recognize that it's not easy doing what you're doing, and we're here to help you, and we just want to make sure that we identify the path that we need to take, and to make sure that everything is all in line with whatever it is that we need to do. So thank you for that. Anybody have any questions on the executive director's report? I have one question, if you don't mind. In the percent savings account, I'm not sure if this I don't recall, what interests are we getting?
Okay, so I had no access to it, so now that I have access, I've already asked for the online. I have to make some changes within the passwords.
Okay,
So then, as soon as I get that, I will establish, but I've also, the person now that I'm dealing with down there, I told her that, we wanted to start an interest-bearing account, which we were supposed to, right, take a certain amount of money based on the last, I think it was May's board meeting, we were supposed, or earlier in the year board meeting, that we were supposed to put it into a TCD, right, account, is what my understanding.
Well, I know it goes clear back to,
Yeah.
when Patty was still here.
Yeah.
She was working on it. She left in August, but her appointment was up in March, so it's.
okay, so
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Give me,
let's find out.
But
you know?
we do have an interest-bearing savings account. It's not much, but it's whatever
Okay.
it is, yeah.
Okay.
and I will get more information on that. and
Okay,
then-
well, thank you very much for that. Any other questions on the executive director's report?
Just a comment, Monica. Like I
Yes, sir.
said earlier, it'll be nice if I see the documents. Like I said, I did receive documents from CAHA this morning, but the only documents that I received was the agenda, the revolving fund, the NASA travel, which is the e-voting, and the breakdown. So I don't have any information about the accounts that the executive director just got through reporting, so I wouldn't know what you guys are talking about.
When I got to.
I didn't
was
send
the
this
best pack
one.
report.
Yeah, I did not send this one yet because I was still working on it, because I was working on this and then trying to get something else that needed to go out.
Frank, did you get the FastPac report?
No, I don't have that either.
I got that one, but I did not get the agenda or anything else.
Yeah,
It's attached to the link, the board link.
okay.
Wait, show me where it's at, cause not that I.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and make sure that you get it, but the next item on the agenda, and it's duly noted, that's why we gotta make sure that the board members have a complete packet, and that's why it should go out 3 days prior to the board meeting, okay? And then that way, if there's anything missing, you can always ask for it. So item 5 on the agenda is the FESPAC 2024 report. I did do a written one, and I'll go ahead and email that to you, or have the staff email that to you, Frank, but just it's a one-pager. The committee met on Tuesday, November 21. The delegation is finalized. We reviewed the waivers, the code of conduct, and the plan is to distribute it to the delegates with the December deadline. We're planning an orientation in January, and we're probably gonna ask Dr. Okada if she can host it up at GCC. And then we're looking at a May 3rd public presentation at the Riga. And then we did submit 2 candidates for the Youth Ambassador Program that will happen at FESPAC. Under sponsors, United Airlines, and I had emailed everyone the proposal from United, and at last month's board meeting, there was a motion to accept the United sponsorship. So it's gonna cost $153,932.48 for the airfares for 104 packs, and that's 100 member delegation and 4 staff. There are other airfares that we'll probably need to cover, and that includes the media, the chair, the governor, lieutenant governor, and that will be a different different designation. And that rate will be based on the lowest published fare at time of booking. They're requesting that we give them a deposit of $200 per pax, and that's of the 100, and that's a $20,000 if we can go ahead and get that issued to United by December 6th. And I know that maybe if we can make a motion that the money be transferred and a check issued to United for the deposit for the airfares for FestPac.
I move that the $20,000 requested by United to secure tickets for our delegates be moved into the proper account, and that the check be issued by 12:05, I believe is what, 12:06, that's Wednesday. Wednesday, the 6th of December, next week.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so it's a motion by Donna to transfer $20,000 into the appropriate account, and that a check be issued to United Airlines in the amount of $20,000 for the deposit or the airfares for the delegation. Motion by Donna and a second by the mayor. Any discussion?
Madam
Yeah.
Chair, I do have a question. The funds are coming from the percent for the arts or from
Yes.
the. Okay, my
Yes.
understanding is if we're gonna touch anything from the percent for the arts, the only way to expend funds is through a resolution.
Yeah.
So,
Max,
have I have an issue with this unless we could do something about, I don't think we can go against the public law, so.
What do you mean resolution?
The only way to go to expend money out of the percent for the arts specifically for FestPac is by resolution. Board resolution.
even though it's a law? Because
If you read the law, it says that we have to do it by board resolution.
do you remember?
I honestly do not remember. If he's looking at it, that must be it. That's another reason we need to have stuff in front of us. I don't recall that. I know that the 350 is there since whenever, 8 year, whenever. And that if we're gonna do this, then we need to do the resolution and we need to have an e-vote immediately if United wants it by next Wednesday.
Well, I apologize, I didn't read the law, so
Well-
so,
Madam Chair, if I may be recognized.
yes, sir.
So I think the final confusion is this, and maybe something happened in the interim. If you remember, this FestPac 2024 was actually rescheduling of FestPac 2020. And that the law that I'm thinking of is the law that was passed that required CAHA to deposit from the percent for the arts into a FestPac account. I think it was a little over $300,000 for use to fund FestPac. And I don't believe that law has been appealed or repealed. And so the question therefore is, if it hasn't been repealed, isn't that the monies we would be using to finance the activities of FestPac 2024? Because it was, although it was intended for FestPac 2020, 2024 is a rescheduling of 2020, and those funds still apply.
I believe it's FestPac 13, is that?
Yeah, I
correct?
think
It's
the
FestPac
law-
13.
The law did
Yes,
indicate
right.
the 13th Festival of
Yes.
Pacific Arts.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I recall.
Which is 2024, still the 13th FestPac, right?
It's the same FestPac, and the amount was for $350,000,
Correct.
Yes,
We've
yes.
talked about this numerous times
right?
about when we should transfer the 350.
Right,
So the time is probably now, I mean, at least
right.
a portion of it.
Yeah, and I recall the discussion that when we know that there's money that's gonna be needed, then the money can be transferred. So what we can do is so this thing about a board resolution, Mayor, does that, I
Well,
think
the
we need
board, Vax is absolutely correct, Madam Chair, in that a board resolution for the expenditures of the percent for the arts under the percent for the arts law requires a resolution to allocate those funds from the percent for the arts for a program that we approved and that is recognized as funds that can be used by the percent for the arts for whatever we approve. But in this particular case, this $350,000 for the 13th Festival of the Pacific Arts FestPac was not done by us, but it was a mandate passed by the legislature that mandated CAHA to move that amount of money into a FestPac account in support of financing the activities of Guam in support of FestPac, the 13th FestPac. And so
Right.
that's why that particular law negates us from having to adopt a resolution, because the legislature took it out of our hands on the allocation of that particular amount for this particular purpose.
That's right. That's my understanding also. So Max, having brought it up, the resolution, are you in agreement with the mayor as far as the confusion that, if I understand what the mayor is saying, that any disbursement of percent funding has to be done by board resolution. However, because the legislature passed a law designating $350,000 from the percent account to CAHA to fund FestPac, then that forgoes the need for a board resolution. Am I understanding that correctly, Mayor?
Madam Chair, I have to disagree with the entire premise of what was just presented. There is no confusion on my part. The law is specific that 350,000 is set aside for FestPac, the 13th FestPac in Hawaii in 2024, even with the reschedule. And it's very specific in the law, which I'm trying to get to. It says that in order for us to disperse the funds, it has to be through board resolution. What I would recommend, if we really want to make good with United, the executive director just mentioned we've got about 50,000 plus in the revolving fund, and I'm thinking we can use that if that needs to, until we can do this properly and expend the funds through board resolution next month to replace those monies.
Okay, thank you for the solution.
So just rescind the motion that was made and, or let me think, then we have to say that, to move the money from, what's that account, what's the?
It's the CAHA revolving checking account.
Yeah, just to issue the check for that revolving
Okay,
account.
so the motion should now read that, I move to issue a check from our revolving fund for $20,000 to United Airlines to make the deposit for our 100 delegates going to the 13th FestPac. And this needs to be done by December 6th, Wednesday, December 6th.
Okay.
Before we continue on that motion, can I say something regarding what was the solution? Moving forward, if we're going to transfer to stay good with United, the 20,000 to assist, is there going to be restrictions and limitation? Does this board want to reimburse the revolving fund with 20,000 after they come together and do a board resolution from the percent for the arts? Is there any restriction? Do we have to do another board resolution to transfer 20,000 from the percent for the arts back to the revolving fund? Is that going to be an issue?
I don't think so, Senor, because we're doing it by board resolution, and unless you object to that,
No, I don't
solution.
object.
Yeah.
I don't object moving the money so that we can be good with the United Airlines. What I'm concerned about is the revolving fund is going to be lacking $20,000. Okay, so when we decide to replenish that 20,000, we're going to end up having to get it from the percent for the arts, because that's that's the account that we're depleting. Do we
Correct.
require another board resolution to do that, just to transfer, replenish?
What I was recommending is we As much as Madam Chair knows as what expenses we have so far is to create a resolution that covers all those bases, including the replenishing of the revolving fund.
Okay,
Because
so
it is a legitimate expense towards the 13th FestPac. So it's
Okay,
just
so-
that we're short in time with United's deadline.
if I may, I think that there's a motion on the floor that's been rescinded and restated. I think just to make things cleaner, we can go back to United and say, how about we give you a check before 12/31, and then we can work out the technical, because I just think it's gonna be a lot cleaner if the money is transferred into the FestPac account and then a check issued from the FestPac account, rather than taking it from revolving and having to replenish. I think just for purposes of audits and just cleaner documentation.
Yeah, I agree. So I'll rescind the motion. I don't think it was seconded, but I rescind the second motion. Let's
Okay,
just do it right. I don't think there'll be a problem with
I don't
them.
think so either.
It's just, they know about
Right,
getting their
right.
ducks in a row, so.
Okay, but I'm glad we had this discussion, because now we know what we need to do. So then back to my FestPac report, so we're not doing a motion. Back to my FestPac report, as far as having a deposit, I will go back to United, let them know, ask them for an extension, which I don't think it's gonna be a problem. But then moving forward, they want the balance of the 130,000 at least 1 month out from the travel, which will be May 6th, okay? And so we have to plan that out also, that we need to make sure that there's gonna be a 130,000 in the FestPac account for that, the balance. United is gonna give CAHA 4 free tickets as part of their sponsorship. There has been no decision yet on what those 4 tickets will be. And so that's it for United. For Matson, it's shipping in kind, and October, there was a motion to accept the Matson sponsorship. There are others that we can talk about as far as sponsors, including Bank of Guam, SBPC, Riga, and GBB. For outreach, I said earlier, we wanted an orientation for January where we bring the entire delegation together, maybe have a group photo or whatever it is, and then a presentation. May 3rd at the Riga, that's the former Sheraton, that's a Friday night. It's an opportunity for a fundraiser, opportunity for us to get sponsorship, and it's also an opportunity for Donna to plan the event. Donna, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I
Put
guess.
a committee together, and of course, we'll help you where we can. So mark your calendars, please, May 3rd. Media committee, Anna Carrillo is chairing that, and that's status quo. So as far as finance, we talked about the 350,000 for the percent of the arts. The National Endowment of the Arts, they're gonna give us 75,000 to help fund FestPac. So, you know, there's more than enough money for everybody, but we're still gonna be very tight and very judicious with our money. We're still finalizing the budget. I'm awaiting programming budgets from the committee. We already got one for costuming, and we're just waiting for the others to come in. Okay, it's Donna,
So the 75,000 from NEA, that's done. I mean,
pretty much.
do we have to write the grant
No,
specific for that?
no,
It's
no.
just, okay.
Yeah. We're just waiting for the final word, but it's a done deal, right, Angie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to do is next week, I'm gonna have a meeting with Governor Gutierrez at GBB to request for his support. And you know, in talking with Angie and Jackie here, I think what we need is probably assistance from GBB to help us with the procurement.
Yes.
We're gonna need to put a couple of requests for quotes out, you know, for the costuming, for the uniforms and whatever it is that we're gonna need that will require procurement. And I, you know, with the staff here, I think it might work better if we got assistance from Guam Visitors Bureau on this. And so we'll let you know how that goes. Yes, Max?
Max?
You
So
have
I
your
was
hand up, Max?
just I was just gonna read the public law if you need it now. So this is subsection 852 of Title 1, Chapter 8, GCA. Item C says no money collected pursuant to this section shall be used for travel unless the travel is specifically for the Guam's participation and representation at the 13th Festival of the Pacific Arts and Culture, FESPAC. The money collected pursuant to the section may be used to pay for airfare expenses for the Guam's delegates, shipping expenses for pertinent cargo, and other logistical support as approved by a resolution by the governing board of CAHA. No more than 350,000 may be expended pursuant to the subsection for the 13th FESPAC. And then it says in compliance with 1 GCA 852G2, the CAHA director shall report include the expenditure of funds spent pursuant to this section, which is quarterly to both the governor and the speaker of the legislature.
Thank you for the clarification, Max.
Maybe we should get a copy of that
Yeah.
sent out to everybody so we
Yeah.
have it handy.
Hey,
Yes.
Max, what's the public law on that?
So it's the Art and Public Buildings Law. It's section 852 of Title 1, Chapter 8, Guam Code annotated.
Okay.
Yeah, but did that section of law, Max, actually reference the actual public law that was signed or assigned to that section of code?
Yes, it sources it February 2015,
The law is in
further amended September 2020.
right?
Yes. So this is the most current.
2020?
And what was the law? Oh,
The public law that it says for September 2020 is Public Law 35-099.
so Angie, that's the one you need to pull out.
Yes, that's exactly what I needed.
009?
099, right?
Public Law 35-099.
Thank you.
You're very
I'm so-
welcome.
Max, and you're keeping us all legal and you are intimate with GCA. Okay?
I'm working on my credential to be a national parliamentarian, a registered parliamentarian. So it's my job to keep everybody in good faith with the law.
Well, thank you for that, and as far as the board of directors here at CAHA, we're so fortunate to have you keep us in line. I just have a couple more things on the FESPAC report, and that is there's gonna be a visual arts demonstration, the Sea of Islands exhibition. That's gonna be at the Hawaii State Arts Museum, and that will open in May and be up till December. It's a good opportunity for our local artists to be featured in Hawaii. And they are allocating 4 pieces per country, and it's gonna be juried. So we really need to get this out to our artists, Angie, this notice, because they need to submit a essay. Then next year will be the 50th anniversary of FESPAC, so there's gonna be an exhibition there. The other thing that we need to start thinking about, and maybe we can have Donna and her committee start thinking about it, is what our official gifts will be. No more EFID talks, okay? I'm just kidding. So that's all for the FESPAC report. Any questions?
Madam Chair, I'd like to volunteer to draft the resolution with everything, all the activities you mentioned, if it pertains to pulling money out of this 350,000, I'd be honored to help write the draft for everyone
Thank
to look at.
Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
Max.
Thank you very much. And resolutions we can do by e-vote, right?
Yes,
Okay, and make sure that we have a number
yes.
of the resolution. Thank you, Max, for that. That will certainly help.
Definitely.
Okay, any other questions on the FESPAC report? Okay, moving on to item 6, board action. We just want to ratify the e-vote for the funds for our staff to attend the NASA training. An increase from 12,000 to 15,000, and I believe that there was an attachment here. I think we just vote on this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
already voted on it. It just needs to be ratified.
So, is there a motion to ratify the e-vote?
I move to ratify the e-vote to send our delegates to the Nassau Convention.
Okay, thank you, Max. Is there a second?
I second.
Let him say.
Frank, thank you, Frank. Any discussion? Okay, any opposition? Okay, having no opposition, the motion to ratify the increase of the NASA training funds has passed. Now we have the Arts and Humanities budget. I'd like to turn this over to Angie.
Okay, so in October, we had, the 14th, October 14th and October 29th. We had some events that happened at Guam Premium Outlet, GPO, and Agania Shopping Center. So in order to get performers, we needed to pay them. So Jackie and Vince did a budget, came across and did a budget and presented it to me. So at the time the executive committee met, I was just roughly getting the invoices in and estimating it. So I had told the executive committee it was going to be 5,000 at least, although I want to now make a correction, and I got the total balance of all the performers and everybody to be paid. I've attached Frank, I'll make sure you get a copy of this.
That one I have.
Oh, that one you have?
Yes,
Oh,
this
okay.
one I have.
Okay, so the total amount is $3,750 is what I need in order so that these artisans could be paid, because I have been getting so many emails and so many phone calls that it's been a month and they're still waiting for their payments. So I just wanted to let it's gonna come out of the revolving account.
So we need a motion to make this. Okay, so I move that we make the payments to the artists that performed at the events for Arts and Humanities Month in the amount of $3,750 from the revolving account.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Donna to approve $3,750 from the revolving account to pay for expenses incurred for artists through the Arts and Humanities Month. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Frank. Okay, any discussion on this?
I just wanted to ask Madam Chair if Lily can just make us feel comfortable that there is money there, right? There's nothing that we're not looking at that might
Actually,
have
it's
priority.
needed. I have the checking account, and we'll discuss that. There is money.
Okay.
52
Because
that report is already the 3,750 has been removed from it. The actual account that was in there at the last meeting was 56.
Okay, because we're also pulling out for Nassau, right? So just wanted to make sure.
That's already been done. No,
Okay,
no, the NASA's not coming out of West staff. You mean for our travel?
Oh, that's not coming out of the.
No, it's coming directly from and the NEA account.
Okay, got it.
It was in the budget, when we did the budget.
Well, thank you for that. That's a good thing to just point out, to make sure that we have the
Yeah.
funding. And so if there's any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Mayor, who did say that?
Okay, we got an aye from the mayor. Frank, Max?
Aye.
Okay, Max?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Everybody voted. The motion passes. We'll move now to item number 7, old business, and we have resignation of the board secretary. Or
So
secretary.
since I'm the board secretary and this is the item that affects me personally, you know, Madam Chair, during our executive officers meeting to prepare the agenda, I've always indicated that my talents as a board secretary is probably not, what it needs to be to have a functioning secretary that will do justice to CAHA board. And so I'm considering resigning from this position, but before I do that, I would like to ask Angie, having gone through last week the drill to get the signatories in place for our accounts, is my resignation going to require a redoing of the entire go ahead. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, they might have lost connection.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, they might have lost
Mayor.
connection.
Yeah, I
But-
don't think we have cross connection, but we're still on, so they must be.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. I even hear Max.
Yeah, I hear Max and I hear you, Frank.
Oh,
Yeah, we
there they
lost.
go. Now we lost. Frank Rabon is now the host. Still recording. Miss
Well, that's
Lily,
good. That's
you there, Miss Lily?
If you're going to rely on me to host, I don't know how to work this thing.
We'll just wait for them to get back on.
yeah.
Go ahead, I'm here. I'm sorry, I was at the copier machine. How can I help you?
That we lost
we lost the boardroom, so in case we could get them back on.
Okay, I'll get them. Hold on.
Mayor, what I think would happen is you just don't sign anything. And
Well,
just
not
leave.
only that, but do we have to redo all of the Bank of Guam documents?
I
If I step down,
I wouldn't think so, but
or would it be
Just-
just
you
an
just-
adjustment
just-
of, yeah,
you just don't sign anything is what I think would be the safest thing.
yeah, or notification, or just send out a notification to the Bank of Guam that I'm no longer the board secretary. Because then the other discussion, Max, was the adoption of a position of treasurer, which I have more skill sets in rather than being a board secretary.
Man,
I could, yeah, Lily, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. They're trying to fix it. Something went wrong with the recording.
No, it's still recording, Lily. You're the one who started the recording, so it's still recording. So when they log back on, it'll tell them, this is being recorded.
There they are.
So Frank, Max, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the reason why we didn't drop is because Lily is actually the host.
Okay. You,
If
but
Lily wasn't the host, then we would have been dropped. I mean, if
Yeah.
Lily got booted out, then everybody would have been booted out.
yeah, we would have to reconnect again.
Exactly.
My question to you, Mayor, is that the issue that you're stating, wouldn't it all depend on what was submitted by Angie in terms of who are the authorized signatures for the
And it
CAHA?
was. It was. And in fact, it was our resolution that solidified who was who and what positions they held. And so I signed the documents as the board secretary, and the resolution identified me as the board secretary. So
And-
there was a couple of things that I had to sign that the other officers didn't have to sign because I was the board secretary.
See, then it will affect, because if you're going to step down,
down.
that means they're gonna have to resubmit. I know because we went through that with our organization, and if there was a new individual of the board, because we have board and staff signature, then we had to
Right.
resubmit and redo everything from a new driver's license to everything, and we had to
You know,
accompany
but
the resolution.
yeah, but you know what concerns me more than anything, Frank, is how long it took for us to get this done. I mean, basically it was something that we were supposed to do when Sandra was still there. I mean,
Right.
we got elected shortly after, only a month or maybe 2 months before Sandra stepped down. And it took us this long to get us to have all legitimate signatures recorded with the Bank of Guam so we could actually start issuing payments from
Right.
our revolving fund accounts. And my concern is that if I step down and we have to redo all of the paperwork again, is it going to take just as long to get that redone?
I would suggest, Mayor, the next go around is April. According to the public law, we elect new secretary and treasurer every April. If you want to wait till then, it's not too far off. That'd be
Well,
the
I would still like, I'm saying I would still like to have, an added body of treasurer, one for, to kind of help Lily focus on how these treasurer reports should actually be done so that we're not looking at more information than we need to. And secondly, Max, at our executive officers meetings, when we prepare the agenda, having an additional voice there to make sure that we don't miss anything is helpful. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So, but yeah, I just don't want to throw a monkey wrench into having to redo and then they got it done last week, which is November, and we were elected into office in March. So that's 8 months.
Yeah.
That's
And
ridiculous.
And right now, with all the transferring of funds, paying for FESPAC and things like that, you're going to need signatures.
Exactly. We can't afford to mess around with our accounts, and getting the necessary signatures out. So, but we still need a treasurer. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
And although that would be my preferred position, if the board, deems me worthy of carrying on in the capacity as treasurer of the board, but by the same token, I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be the kerosene that undoes the glue. So those are just my thoughts.
Well, is CAHA going to come back in?
It is 4 o'clock. And I don't know if there's a time limit normally, Mayor, if, if getting off of a involuntary recess.
Test, 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been on here. We've been hearing you guys.
Okay, so
Oh,
thank you
now we
very much that we're back online. Mayor and everyone, we heard what you were saying, and I have to agree that that because FastBack is happening in 7 months and there's going to be lots of expenses, I think it's very critical that we do have a treasurer on board. Donna did indicate earlier that the last few months, the last year has been extenuating circumstances, and I really believe that our acting executive director has the interests of the agency in mind, and it's not gonna take as long to get stuff done as it did in the past. And we will light the fire under her buns to make sure that things get done in a timely manner. I think as far as the secretary position, Mayor, I think that if we were going to switch officers, if you were gonna resign, it would just be a matter of resolution. And it doesn't have to require any new signature cards. It's just a resolution that will need to go to the bank with the names and the position. So are you back to the agenda? Are you going to
Well, I
resign
mean,
as board?
Madam Chair and Executive Director, I defer that to you. I like I said, I'm not well suited, and I have never been well suited for the position of a secretary. And that if I believe that I can make any contribution to the board, it would be more in a financial capacity, which I'm more familiar with, as opposed to the duties of a secretary.
Okay, so just to reiterate, you are going to resign from your position as a board secretary. Is that
Yes,
correct?
so yes, effective
Okay.
immediately at this board meeting, I officially resign my position as board secretary.
And thank you very much, Mayor Gogui, for serving in that position. Thank you for your hard work. So that leaves this position open. Max, this board secretary is actually stipulated in our enabling legislation, correct?
Yes, Madam Chair, the board secretary is one of the 3 that are required. It's the treasurer that's optional.
Okay.
And secretary and treasurer are elected yearly in April.
Okay,
So
so with the resignation of the board secretary of the mayor as board secretary, that leaves the position open. It would behoove us, especially to make sure that we get our minutes and everything in order, that we have someone on the board serve as a secretary. Are there any volunteers or any nominations for board secretary?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Donna Kloppenberg as board secretary.
There's a nomination on the floor for Donna Kloppenberg to serve as board secretary. Donna, do you accept?
Yes.
Donna accepts. All in favor for Donna to be the board secretary?
We need it seconded. We need the motion seconded, Monica.
Okay.
Okay,
Is
I'll
there a second?
second the motion.
Who seconded the motion? Frank?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Madam Chair, if I may be recognized. Madam Chair, if I may be recognized,
Please.
I'd like to close the nominations for board secretary at this time.
Thank you. The nominations for secretary is closed.
I need a second.
That needs a second.
Is there a second? Second to close the nominations?
I second.
Thank you, Frank. So the nominations for board secretary has been closed, and so now we move to the
On the
vote.
nomination, vote first on the nomination or to close the nominations. We both
Yes.
vote on that first.
So, all in favor to close the nominations?
I guess.
Aye.
I
Okay, so unanimous. Thank you very much. Okay, so
Now-
the next item on the agenda is to vote. Oh, no, so she serves, right? Being the only
Yes,
one?
by acclamation, because she's the only nominee, she's automatically our board secretary. Congratulations, Donna. Thank you.
Donna.
Yeah, welcome back.
Congratulations, Donna. Thank you very much. We know you'll get our minutes together. So thank you for that. Our next item on the agenda is the new executive board position of treasurer.
Yeah, may I just have, I would just like to say, I think it's imperative that we have a treasurer. And it's probably long overdue. We have many assets and we need to have someone in there that can take better care and see that we're doing this in a timely manner. We've talked about this for months. I recognize there's been many, many things. Change in personnel, resignations of staff, typhoons, many things that have made this, hard to do. And I have every faith that if we go ahead and develop this treasurer position, that it will not take that long. So if anybody else has anything to say, that's fine. That's just my 2 cents. I really, really believe we need this immediately.
Thank you, Donna. That's duly noted, and I'm sure most of us agree. Most of us agree with you that it is a very critical time at the agency, and it is imperative that we have someone that is going to look after our treasury. So does this require a board motion to create the position?
no, Madam Chair, it exists already in public law. We just need to nominate and elect.
Okay, so I'd like to open the floor for nominations for treasurer.
I move that we, I would like to nominate Mayor Jesse Oakley for the position of treasurer of CAHA board.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor for Donna to nominate Jesse Gogui. Mr. Mayor, do you accept the nomination?
Is it seconded?
I second it.
I accept.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Frank.
Frank?
Yes.
Okay, it's seconded. Jesse, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Madam
Okay,
Chair, I move to close the nomination for board treasurer.
Max moves to close nomination with the second by Donna. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the nominations for treasurer is closed.
So by acclamation, I guess I'm the treasurer.
Jen? We have a new treasurer.
Thank you. I hope I do right by you guys.
We know you will.
I know
You
you
know you
will.
will, every faith.
Okay, so maybe what we could do at our next board meeting, we can make sure it's in person and we can have the officers sworn in and hopefully our new board members. Moving on, thank you very much, everybody. Item number 8 is new business. Any new business?
Okay, hold on, Madam Chair. Just one concern to the executive director. Now that all these positions are filled, it will not change or it will not disrupt the process in making payments in what
No.
CAHA's obligation is to make payments by signatures. It will
No.
not disrupt it, right? I just want to
No.
make that
It should not.
it should not. Okay, I just wanted to make that clear, that you don't have to go through the process of putting in new driver's license and signature cards and things like that.
The only thing that we should do is just send to the bank the officers.
Yeah.
You'll need mine, because I'm not, I never got put on the card, so
Yeah,
you'll
you
need.
don't need to be up, right?
I don't have to,
Yeah.
it's just, and
No,
that's-
I highly recommend we put Donna on the list of approved signatories.
Okay,
And the
I'm
only
fine.
reason why I say that is because, some of us are going to go to FestPac and some of us are not. And so by having a fourth person available, it may be Donna, it might be me, I mean, might be Max, but certainly Monica, you're gonna be going to FestPac. And so, the work still needs to move forward. And so we want to make sure that there's always an available signatory on Guam, in addition to those that are staff assigned.
Okay,
Okay.
duly noted, and we can have that discussion at the executive committee meeting, right?
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
being said, whatever, the sooner we get the minutes,
Yes,
the sooner we get the minutes
Exactly.
and get this all taken, yeah.
thank you.
I've already told the staff that actually it's supposed to come to me 2 days after, and then that works out perfect. There's the third date, then it'll go to you.
Okay, thank you. So, anything else? Any announcements? Item number 9 of the agenda?
Madam Chair, I did want to bring up about I heard something that it's going to cost over $30,000 to do an audit on our revolving fund, and I think that's quite a large sum of money for an account that
It is,
only
announcement.
Hold on, let him finish. Go ahead, Max.
well, I know I was one of the advocates to have the fund audited, but if we're not getting any positive response from OPA, which I'm sure they have more to deal with larger sums of money, and having just elected the mayor as the treasurer and Ms. Donna as the secretary, I would like to see if we can put on the next month's agenda just a discussion on this. Maybe we don't need the audit, or if everybody still thinks we need the audit. I just think that's just a lot of money for an account that is only double that amount. So that's just my personal personal thought on that there's better use of that kind of money.
Well, it's my understanding, Max, because CAHA is not an autonomous agency, audits are not paid for by us. Audits are paid for by OPA if they decide to subcontract it out. That all line agencies, the responsibility of OPA is to be the responsible agency for auditing all line agencies. The only ones that they don't audit, or they may contract out to audit, and then the agency has to pay for it, are what we call autonomous and semi-autonomous agencies. So that's like GPA, GWA, GMH, the Port Authority of Guam, the Airport Authority. But CAHA should not be responsible for paying for an audit. And I could verify that. I'll take a look at the law. But yeah, that's even the Mayor's Council of Guam, we don't pay for our audits.
Okay,
Thank you
that's a
very-
relief. That's a relief. But Angie, did you hear anything else to the contrary, or is that in line of what was told to you?
Yes, so basically what was, I met with, the Chamorro Affairs folks, and they were telling me, because we were in the past part of their, with them, and so basically with the auditing, so what was happening was, it was an advice that to put money aside, and that we go get we hire an auditor, which we've done in the past, which was Deloitte, right? We've hired in the past an auditor so that we know what we have to get in order and what's missing and what, and then it is all sent to the auditor to the auditor of everything. Sometimes the auditor, they'll connect with them, and then the government auditor will come in and work with them on whatever documents is requested or needed, and then the staff will work with them. Is
Okay,
that right?
thank you
Well,
very much.
if I may interject, DCA, just like PBS, is what they call a public corporation.
They are.
They are. DCA and PBS are public corporations, and by virtue of their status, they're required also to pay for their audits. CAHA is no longer part of DCA, ergo we are no longer affiliated with a public corporation. And so we are a line agency entity. And so the audits are the responsibility of OPA is to audit line agencies. That's their responsibility. And so whether it's big or small, like DOA, OPA doesn't audit DOA. They actually subcontract that out. But the budget to audit DOA is provided to OPA so that they can contract that out, because auditing DOA is so huge for the OPA staff. But they're the ones who would go out and subcontract that. So I just make that point.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, for that clarification, and thank you, Max, for bringing that up.
Yes.
I think though that DCA and CAHA are two different types of agencies, but I do want to say that although we did send the letter requesting for an audit to the OPA, whatever he responds with, it is still important for us to have an audit. You know, so I think that the wheels are in motion for that already. And so I think maybe just clarification on the cost and who funds the audit is in line, but I think it's still very critical and it's very important that the agency gets audited. Okay, are we all good with that?
Yes.
Okay, any other announcements? No?
Just one. Just to let the board members know, don't forget that Jackie and I will be leaving this Sunday to NASA's, to the executive meeting over in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we come back on the 8th in the evening at 10 o'clock.
You missed the session.
Yeah. I know.
Safe travels to all of you, please.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So then,
Our
shall we
next-
schedule?
Oh.
Yeah.
The next board meeting is when?
And then our acting is, the acting director while I'm gone is gonna be the Guam Public Library Director, Chris Sharangan.
Okay.
He will be coming over every other day to check on the staff.
Okay. And when is the next board meeting?
Looking at it, it's going to be the second Tuesday of December.
The second
12th.
Tuesday?
12th. Yeah,
Yeah.
that means that while you're gone, that everything has to go to the paper,
Yeah.
so. Actually, that means it has to go to the paper fast.
Already.
Yeah, otherwise it's the 19th, which,
Let's move it for the 19th. Is that possible?
the 19th is okay with me, but it's.
Well, why don't, for the next board meeting, Angie, send out a Google poll, a survey. We're looking around the 19th, but I'd like for it to be in person so that we don't have Zoom technical difficulties, and then plus it's Christmas. So
Yeah.
we're looking around the 19th or
Yeah.
on or about that day. Are you guys good with that?
3 p.m.
Okay?
Should be okay.
I'll be okay on the 19th.
Okay,
In person, right?
in person. 19th, we just need to, Holly and Simone and Al. Okay, anything else? I have 4:20.
I move to adjourn.
Thank you, Max. Motion by Max to adjourn at
Second,
4:20. Max and Donna is the second. Thank you, everybody.
Max and Donna, right?
Yes, Max and Donna, all in favor? You don't need to vote for adjournment, right?
No, you don't.
Yes, yes, you do.
No, it's just no objections. It's not a vote. You say anybody objects to adjourning the meeting. If there are no objections, meeting adjourned. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing, but yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'll connect with you, Mayor Max.
Are you running?
And
out of
Frank,
here
I'll send you the dog.
Running out of here fast.
Okay, roger that.
I need to ask you something.
Oh, come on, open up.
What?
I need to pick your brain a little bit.